After a convincing 4-0 win for the Clemson Tigers yesterday, the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame look to respond this afternoon here at the beautiful Melissa Cook Stadium in Game 2 of this heated ACC series. And with that, we welcome you to the broadcast alongside Peyton Dymock. I'm Chris Daly. Thanks so much for joining us today. We're glad to have you with us. And Peyton, these are two teams led by first-year superstars Mac Pavesi and Ava Zachary.
First for the Tigers, we want to talk about Pavesi. Now, she had a solo home run in her first collegiate start, and she's the only third Clemson freshman to do that. This was such an explosive start, earning her the March 3rd ACC Co-Freshman of the Week honors. And on the flip side for the Irish, we have Zachary. Not only was she just recently named ACC Freshman of the Week, she's on a current 12-game hitting streak, making her one of the hottest bats, but she has 6 key traits for someone of her age, and that's elite speed, power, and defensive and offensive skills.
Yeah, both are superstars for their respective sides. The Clemson offense will have a tough task today as sophomore Brianne Weiss is set to get the start inside the circle for the Irish. She has taken a huge step forward here in year 2.
So as you can see, the 4.30 ERA, that leads the Notre Dame pitching staff, and she's proven that she can go the distance. I mean, last season, I keep thinking about the 14 innings against Louisville, and as the primary left-handed pitcher for Notre Dame, she's offering a completely different look that really kind of messes with batters in a way that's different than the right-handed velocity of Castro or Kimson.
Yeah, Weiss has been terrific, and now we're going to take a quick peep at the Clemson Tigers lineup. You got Brockenbrough, Chanel, Pavesi, Noller in cleanup, Collins, Bro, Hicks, Cintron, and Johnson. Cintron with a big homer in the top of the 7th in yesterday's game that put the cherry on top for Clemson's 4-0 victory. So Brockenbrough to lead things off. She's at the plate. Weiss in the circle. Clemson now 21-9 on the season. They won the ACC championship last year as Brockenbrough with a nice hit to start things off, but she is denied at second base. Ava Zachary coming in with the big-time play.
Brockenbrough's been extremely consistent this year, and she's kind of shifting into a more leadership role, being the only true senior on the team. So wonderful that they had her first in the lineup, and that was a really great hit off that pitch.
Well, it was even better defense, however, from Ava Zachary, the hometown kid. She grew up only 5 miles down the road in Mishawaka, Indiana. Came to these Notre Dame softball games all the time growing up. And yesterday, of course, her first home game. The Irish had 28 games on the road to start the year because of the cold weather here in South Bend. They play a whole ton of games here at home late in the season. This, of course, now the second. And they're trying to garner their first win at home of the 2026 season in their second year under head coach Chris Ganiff. It's actually her birthday today as well, so happy birthday to head coach Chris Ganiff. And here's Kylie Chanel. You can take a look at her stats for the season. Batting .325, real solid for Clemson throughout. 4-0 and walk for Chanel. She'll take first as Weiss now has to step up against Mac Pavesi, who we highlighted before. She's a power hitter, one of the stars on this Clemson team. Was 2 for 5 at the plate yesterday, singled in the 3rd and 6th. 26 RBIs on the year. First pitch sneaks just outside, counts 1-0. 26 RBIs. You really don't want to have Pavesi step up to the plate when you got a base runner, and that's exactly what the Tigers have right now. She chops this one foul.
Yeah, Pavesi's been driving runs at such an incredible clip, and she even had a 4 RBI game against Wichita State and a 3 RBI against Lipscomb earlier that actually featured a triple too, so she's done great this year.
Certainly a power hitter as Weiss lines up to 1-1. Right down the middle. This season, Weiss 55 and 1/3 innings pitched, rather. 73 strikeouts, top 5 in the ACC. This one is line foul. Pavesi. Just so impressive what she's been able to do at the plate. At 392 as a freshman, just unheard of. This one upstairs and away, 2-2 the count.
Yeah, she's also been named to the Softball America Freshman Watch List and the D1 Softball Top 100 Freshman to Watch throughout the entire season, just really proving what she's done and why she's an essential asset for the Tigers.
Not bad, but Weiss gets her swinging. First strikeout of the day for Weiss. Showing why she is one of the top strikeout pitchers in the ACC right there. A nice little riser. Catches Pavesi swinging. And the first pitch of the at-bat, Julia Noller fouls this one off. Noller batting .250 on the year. One of the top players on this Clemson team. 5 multi-hit games, 3 come within the past week and a half. Great pitch from Weiss there. Noller was 2 for 3 at the plate the Friday game at the Louisville series. Tigers took down the Cardinals on 2 games in that series. Head coach John Rittman has talked about, hey, let's start finishing these series. Let's start sweeping these series now. They've had trouble doing so this season. She dinks this one into the infield, and that'll be it for the top of the first. Good inning from Weiss. Zeros across the board here on the ACC Network Extra.
The Tigers in the top of the first getting no runs on their list, and they're rarely being
Back to the ACC Network Extra, bottom of the first here between Notre Dame and Clemson. Abby Dunning get the start inside the circle for Clemson. She has been nothing short of terrific this season.
I mean, Dunning has honestly had a historic performance under the Tigers. Just a couple weeks ago, she was able to have a no-hitter victory against Georgia Tech, and that was what opened ACC play for Clemson. And she really hit the ground running, throwing a complete game shutout against Coastal Carolina, and even picking up a massive upset win over Oregon, where she struck out 7 in under 6 innings.
She has been superb this season. Batting for Notre Dame, Mickey Winchell to lead things off for the Irish. Winchell averaging .276 this year. Was 0 for 3 at the plate in yesterday's game. 3 ground outs. Looking to get back on track here in this Saturday game. Yeah, Abby Dunning, really impressive what she's done this season at Boston College, where she transferred from. Spent 4 years of her college career there. Bunt goes to Dunning, and oh boy, it was close at first base, but Mickey Winchell gets aboard for the Irish to start things off in the bottom of the first.
That was really interesting. That almost looked like she could have been out there.
The play will now be under review. Winchell bunts, uses her legs, and this one is close. Our replay team in the back is fantastic. We'll see right here. Yeah, she is out. You got to look at the foot of the first baseman, Pavesi, but yeah, that does look out right there. So umpires talking it over. And back to the previous point about Dunning. 4 years at Boston College. Her junior year, she was one of the best pitchers in the ACC, ranked 3rd with 172 strikeouts that year, held opponents to a .207 batting average, had 14 victories, and she is the most high-impact transfer that Coach John Rittman has been able to get here at Clemson this season, and there's a whole ton of them, so it definitely says a lot as Winchell stands on first. Here's another look at it.
Yeah, really making sure that Pavesi kept her foot on that base, and to me it looks like it stayed on there. And there the ball is caught, and her foot is still on the base before Winchell has a chance to beat it.
And we had a few reviews yesterday. Call on the field is changed. Winchell is out at first. Left with nothing to do but smile about it. Gave it her all. Good effort to at least make that one a play. Sydney Peck now at the plate for Notre Dame. First pitch of the at-bat is a strike. Sydney Peck. You can see here the starting lineup for today. Winchell, O'Brien, Zachary, Peck, Kine, Levitt, Eckert, Houlihan, and Sweet. Ava Zachary, as we highlighted before, ACC Freshman of the Week. She batted .500 in the Stanford series. Notre Dame upset the Cardinal out in Palo Alto during their academic spring break. Stanford, top 25 team of the land. Notre Dame got the job done. Picked up a huge ACC series win. This one upstairs for ball one.
You know, really interesting about Sydney Peck is that she's left-handed hitter, but she ends up throwing right-handed, which is a really common setup that you see in high average slap and power hitters. So I really want to see what she does here at bat.
Now she slaps that one foul. Stays in the at-bat. Of course, as we've highlighted, Dunning, the pitcher, Sydney Peck right now, 9 RBIs on the season. 1-2 is low and away. Peck fouls this one again. Hanging tough in this at-bat. Got to give it to Sydney Peck. Early in the game here would be crucial for her to get on base, give Ava Zachary and Olivia Levitt a chance to bring her in. Irish only 3 hits yesterday in their 4-0 loss to Clemson. The Tigers had 11. She hits this one right through the chute, and she has herself a first inning single. A nice 2-2 hit from Sydney Peck.
She's hit nice and low right there off of that top barrel of the bat, and it just goes right there. It's kind of more of a grounder, staying on the diamond and then going all the way out to the green past the middle fielders right there.
Yeah, I love the shamrock that's in center field today. I don't know if that's new. I believe it is. I'm trying to recall last year. Now, Ava Zachary at the plate. She fouls this one off. You can see there, Mishawaka, Indiana, so that's right over from South Bend, where the University of Notre Dame is. She's batting .371 on the season. Had a great series, as we just said, against Stanford.
Yeah, against Stanford, she had a 2-run home run in the opener and finished the week with a .538 average and a .923 slugging percentage.
No, she was 5 for 9 at the plate in that series, alongside 3 walks as well. So got on base a total of 8 times. It's just an absurd week. She batted .538 in the 4 starts she had in that week. That's why she was ACC Freshman of the Week. Now, here she is gearing up for the 0-2 pitch from Dunning. Corey Hicks to catcher, and Abby Dunning keeping a close eye on Sydney Peck at first as well, as she keeps on thinking about the steal. There she is, right by Pavesi. 2 great seasons, both of those players this year. This one hit well over the press box. Saw that skip right by us. 2-2 the count. Thought maybe it was going to drop right in front of us. I could have stuck out my hand, made the grab.
I know, that would have been so fun.
Got to be careful. Don't want to be on the SportsCenter not top 10, which would probably happen if that were to happen. And whoa, a single right through the infield. Ava Zachary gets on base. That's her 13th game in a row with a hit. Extends her hitting streak. And we'll take another look at this.
Yeah, it hits that top of the barrel once again, and it stayed on the ground very similar to Peck's, and it honestly went right under Peck's feet, kind of in between where Peck was running from the first base to the second. She kind of had to stop and slow down a little bit just to make sure that she didn't run into the ball herself.
Yesterday, through 7 innings of softball play, the Irish with only 3 hits. Today, in the bottom of the first, well, they've already got 2. So far, the bats are firing. Olivia Levitt now at the plate for Notre Dame from San Mateo, California. Batting .246 this year.
Yeah, Levitt has demonstrated a knack for driving and runs, especially during the bigger wins of the game. And she even had a 3-for-3 performance with 2 RBIs against Maine and a 3 RBI breakout against Lipscomb earlier. So really just showing that she is a performer in these clutch moments.
1-1 is called strike. Back to Levitt. She had a home run in Game 2 of the Stanford series. It was a nice 3-run shot into left after a real long at-bat. So at 3 RBIs in that game, she lines this one foul. Love the music at Melissa Cook Stadium. Staying alive by the Bee Gees right now.
They've had a good set list today, that's for sure.
Great day of softball as well, or for softball, should I say. Beautiful weather in South Bend. The peak will be about 66 degrees, which is pretty much summertime here in Northwest Indiana, at least during these parts of the year.
Levitt right now having double-digit hits and RBIs early in this season, looking to improve upon that today and continuing through the rest of the series against the Tigers.
High and outside from Dunning. Account now full. Big at-bat here from Levitt. 2 base runners on. Peck at second, Zachary at first. 3-2 is hit foul. Nice hit from Levitt into right field, and the Irish will load the bases. 3 hits early in the first inning for Notre Dame. The bats firing on all cylinders. Levitt with a great at-bat, hits this one into shallow left. It's a long at-bat, she's stuck in the count and delivers for the Irish.
Really smart placement there on the hit. It was in between the midfielder and the outfielder, and it was not like there was a little bit of confusion there, but it almost looked like the midfielder could have caught it, and when she didn't, the outfielder was a little shocked. So trying to move quickly and get the ball back to their pitcher was what needed to happen from the Tigers, but Notre Dame was able to load the bases as a result.
Circle visit now for Clemson. Head coach John Rittman makes his way inside the circle to talk to Dunning. Now, Clemson's pitching yesterday was just terrific. Sierra Manis started inside the circle through a complete game, led up 3 hits, 4 strikeouts. Now Dunning has herself in a tough situation. Can she get out of the jam here in the bottom of the first? She's certainly got the talent. We've talked about just what she's been able to do this year. Not somebody who really lets up many hits or many runs. Hayden Kine at the plate for Notre Dame. That one upstairs for strike 1.
Sitting down with Coach Rittman before this game, kind of asking him, what do you tell your team in moments like this where you're down and it's early on? He was really talking about telling them to keep fighting and to maintain their energy. Being down doesn't have to be a permanent thing for them, and they're able to dig themselves out of these holes, and he knows that they can.
That one appeared to just catch a spot inside the zone. 1-2 now the count for Dunning. Biggest pitch of her afternoon on the way. Wild pitch. Notre Dame thinks about it. Opt to play it safe. Peck stays at third. Hayden Kine at the plate was amazing against Stanford. She was 2 for 3 in the Sunday game with 2 RBI singles, drove in Ava Zachary both times. See if history repeats itself. She had a single in the second inning yesterday, but she goes down swinging on strikes there. Dunning with a big strikeout, sigh of relief after this one.
I mean, Kine is so aggressive, so I understand why she did swing at that ball. I mean, she was ranked the number 13th overall prospect of her class, and that was honestly a very textbook swing from her, just timed a little differently.
So now bases loaded, 2 outs. Big moment early in this game with Avery Houlihan at the plate for the Irish. Houlihan pops this one into left field. There to make the play is Kylie Johnson. And the Irish with 3 runners left stranded as we approach the top of the second right here on the ACC Network Extra. The Irish with 3 hits in the bottom of the first.
Yeah, that play was really interesting, especially
Notre Dame with 3 hits yesterday. In the bottom of the first, 3 hits. 3 runners left stranded, however, as Clemson gets out of the jam. Irish now we'll see what their defense can do to keep this one knotted at zeros. Brianne Weiss inside the circle for Notre Dame in the top of the first. He had 1 strikeout, 15 total pitches, 1 walk. Pretty solid first inning from Weiss. Marion Collins at the plate for Clemson. That one high and outside for ball 2.
Collins was absolutely dominant in the 2025 season. I mean, she was going 8 for 9 at the plate with 4 RBIs. So she was also very critical on a squeeze bunt against Northwestern, which really helped Clemson finish off their season and get to the regionals. So just showing that veteran level patience is what's going to help the Tigers here, especially right now with their batting order.
Well, talking to Coach John Rittman of this Clemson team, he said she's really consistent and wants the rest of the team to follow her lead. He calls hitting contagious. It was 1 for 4 in game 1 of this series. Now counts 2-2. She pops this one into center field. Easy enough for Mickey Winchell. First out of the top of the second for the Irish. A nice little celebration there too from Winchell. Corey Hicks now at the plate for Clemson.
Hicks spent some time at Oklahoma, where they were the national champions from 2021 to 2024. So
yeah, they're a dynasty. I mean, just a 4-peat. You look around college athletics and all of the great programs. UCLA basketball always stands out under John Wooden. You look to Alabama football and then Oklahoma softball.
I wonder just how much of those skills that she learned there translated over to her time here at Clemson.
Yeah, I'm sure tons. She brings that experience into the clubhouse, which is vital for John Rittman's team. And she's still only a sophomore, so has more than enough time to stamp her legacy with the Tigers. Appeared to 24 games last year for the Sooners. This season, her 23 RBIs is second on the team. Swings there, misses. 3-2 now the count. Just fouls it off. Barely misses that one. Went straight back.
If you're the Irish, you really don't want Hicks to get onto that first base, especially since in one game against BYU, she had 2 stolen bases, proving just how fast she is.
Well, she strikes out. Brianne Weiss with her second strikeout of the afternoon. Take another look at this. Picture perfect from Brianne Weiss.
Just great pitch there down the middle, quick. Exactly what she needs to be doing right now against these tough Clemson hitters.
Yeah, great fastball from Weiss, which brings forth Macy Cintron. And what I thought maybe you would say when you're talking about Corey Hicks, the Irish not wanting to get her on base, was, hey, Cintron's also coming up. She had a home run yesterday. And you know, you get Cintron on, or excuse me, you get Hicks on first, and you have Cintron at the plate. Well, you don't want to give up a 2-run shot. Take a look at this home run. Cintron smashed into right field last night. That was a cherry on top in Clemson's 4-0 win, and the celebrations were awesome after that one. The whole dugout came out jumping up and down at home plate. It's really cool to see. Cintron has just improved game by game with Clemson. Last year, great season. ACC Freshman of the Year, All ACC first team. Finished the year with 14 home runs. 14.
And this season, I mean, she entered as a #2 two-way player in the country as by Softball America.
And she chops that one over the head of O'Brien at third. Will get on base. A nice 2-out knock for Cintron.
Yeah, just tipped there by Notre Dame's third baseman. Specifically, it was O'Brien out there. Just looked like it hit the top of her glove.
Clemson had a lot of success hitting right towards third base yesterday. Weiss's pitch is upstairs. Kylie Johnson at the plate. She had a great game yesterday, a triple, also an RBI single earlier on. That triple came in the 7th. She was then brought home by Brockenbrough to make the game 4-0, and that was right after the home run from Macy Cintron.
Johnson is just such a reliable player that comes in just when she needs to. I mean, last season, she had the 7th inning home run against Florida State that secured the first ACC tournament championship in program history. So exactly right now, Clemson is down. That's who they want to put in.
She hits that one foul once again. Comes right next to us in the press box. I don't think fans were alert that that one was coming back as Weiss catches Johnson swinging. The 2-2 right down the middle. Weiss with her third K of the game. Notre Dame with some great defense. We'll see what their offense can do when we return here on the ACC Network Extra. Back to Melissa Cook Stadium for the bottom of the 2nd inning. Knotted at zeros. Notre Dame with 3 hits to 1 for Clemson. And before the game, a real heartwarming moment here. The first pitch from Linda Demo, wife of Paul, who have really helped build Melissa Cook Stadium up. And that's why sports are beautiful right there. The whole crowd was on their feet cheering. Just got chills watching that live band.
It was such a special moment, and her pitch and hugging her family afterwards. It was just beautiful to see sports bringing people together like that.
Yeah, the parents of Melissa Cook. This stadium is named after as this one is hit to the wall. Carolyn O'Brien with a stand-up double to start the bottom of the 2nd for the Irish. And just like that, Notre Dame with 4 hits on the afternoon.
Yeah, it was very, very close to that outer wall there. Could be a home run if she'd hit it a little harder. But I think O'Brien should be recruited to the volleyball team now. I mean, look at this awesome dive here into second base, and she is safe with that hit.
O'Brien with a great at-bat. An error here for Dunning as she leaves the circle, and Rebecca Eckert now gets to first for Notre Dame.
Eckert was ready for that one. Right now, she's leading the team in home runs and is a major run producer with 15 RBIs. So she really wanted to run no matter what.
Yeah, we'll take another look at this as Dunning tries to track it down. Maybe gets caught in the sun, loses her footing right there. And as you said, Eckert was ready. So now bottom of the order here for Notre Dame as Williamson will step up. Dunning just talking things over right now with runners on the corners and no outs. Now the second time the Irish have had runners in scoring positions in this young game, with minimal outs for Clemson's Dunning to work with inside the circle. See what she can do now. Back against a wall.
Yeah, Williamson is also ready to do this. I mean, she's really taken a big step. And last season, she appeared in 34 games and made 18 starts. And she's only improving on that as a junior this year.
Williamson played for USA Softball's U18 setup. Some highly touted recruit a few years back, and now she has a chance to bring home Notre Dame's first run of the day. Here's the 1-2. It's upstairs. And oh boy, Eckert gets caught in the middle of a situation close as she dives into second. Now coming home is O'Brien, and O'Brien is safe. So the risky play and base running from Eckert ends up bringing home O'Brien, and the Irish strike 1-0.
Yeah, almost like a sacrifice play there just so O'Brien could get those points for the Irish.
Yeah, the distraction from Eckert ends up bringing home O'Brien. O'Brien, of course, with that big-time double to lead things off here in the bottom of the second after Eckert was caught stealing. Williamson still at the plate for Notre Dame.
Big mental game here for both Clemson and Notre Dame. I mean, you're on ball 3, strike 2.
Williamson takes first. Mickey Winchell now steps up. And with one out here in the bottom of the second, the Irish have been on a tear. Already got 4 hits today. Been able to consistently get on base. Look like a different team from last night's game, where the offense was hard to come by. Don't know what the pregame pep talk was. Maybe, hey, it's Coach Chris Caniff's birthday. This is a good birthday present to start off. The 1-0 is fouled. 1-1 now the count as Mickey Winchell makes her second plate appearance of the afternoon. Grounded out in the first inning. Winchell fouls this one left once again. 2-2.
Winchell now trying to fix her form. It's really trying to not foul with these hits is really all in the hips. You want to make sure that your hips are moving forwards. Wherever your hips are going, that's where the rest of your body is going to go as well. And as long as your hips are in the forward direction, the ball and your bat will also follow that direction.
Here's a 2-2 from Dunning. The play towards left field. Sees Kylie Johnson run out trying to make an impressive grab. Unable to do so as that ball just had a little too much lift behind it. Upstairs, full count now for Dunning. Talked about Dunning. She's been in these situations, an experienced player. This is her 5th year of college softball, her first at Clemson. Here's the 3-2. Hit into center. Backtracking is Brockenbrough. She makes the grab. And after a long at-bat, the Clemson defense prevails. 2 outs now in the bottom of the second.
Right fielder number 3, Sydney Peck.
Talk about the music. Fortunate Son as the walk-up song here for Sydney Peck. I'm loving it. Great music today. But nothing screams springtime baseball quite like those walk-up songs, and it's just beautiful weather here in South Bend. I believe it's the first day of spring, no?
Is the first day of spring?
Or it was yesterday, so it's the second day of spring. But it's officially springtime.
Hopefully Peck can spring onto this first base here for the Irish.
Now, certainly Notre Dame hoping for that. Clemson trying to get out of this inning. It's been long, but Dunning has held strong. Away and upstairs for ball 2. Great crowd as well at Melissa Cook Stadium today. Pretty much a full house in these main bleachers around the diamond.
I mean, it's our home opening series. Who wouldn't want to come?
Yeah, the crowd always brings in some great local support as Dunning throws the ball for the 3-2 now.
Peck brings this veteran presence to the team being a junior, but she also brings an international knowledge of the sport to the team, especially since she played for Team Canada in the Colorado International Challenge for 2 seasons in a row. So bringing a whole different side to the team aside from her veteran knowledge.
Speaking of that experience, she gets on base after a long at-bat. Now the Irish with 2 base runners, 2 outs. Next forth, Ava Zachary, who we've highlighted quite a bit already early in this broadcast. The local player for Notre Dame. Hit streak has now been extended to 13 games after a single in the first. John Rittman will decide to make another circle visit as he talks things through with his team. Chris Caniff does the same. It's a big moment early in this one. You get 2 base runners on. If you're Clemson right now, you just got to get out of this inning. You know you got the offensive firepower to come back, especially quickly, Again, who's batting next? You got Taylor Pipkins, Brockenbrough, and Chanel. The top of the third for Clemson. Just need Dunning to find the zone a bit more consistently. 33 strikes to 21 balls thrown, 54 total pitches. There's that consistency that Rittman's looking for. That one right inside the zone for strike one of the at-bat.
Rittman mentioned that his roster and his starting lineups are extremely consistent, that it doesn't change too much. So interesting to see if he decides to change pitchers or keep this consistency throughout the rest of the game.
Well, he's talked about Manis and Dunning as a 1A, 1B type situation. They're still trying to find that third pitcher, as this one is lined to third. There to make the play is Collins. Remains 1-0 here at Melissa Cook Stadium. Well, welcome back to the ACC Network Extra. Notre Dame up 1-0 on Clemson, largely thanks to the great pitching performance from Brianne Weiss.
Yeah, Weiss has done such a great job today of kind of diversifying where her pitches are being thrown. And again, it's that left-handedness that also gives her a slight advantage over the Clemson batters. Again, not saying those batters can't adjust. However, Notre Dame is mainly a right-handed pitching team. So having that lefty come in has really helped the Irish today, I think.
Yeah, definitely a different look to what these Clemson batters had faced last night. Michaela Castor got the nod inside the circle to start things out on Friday for Notre Dame. Castor threw 4 1/3 innings. Cami Kamzik came in, and Lily Hagan ended the game for Notre Dame. Weiss has been finding the zone at will. We know she's great at throwing strikeouts. That's her bread and butter. 73 before the game, and before the series rather, is top 5 in the ACC at that time. A really good game out in California on March 6th versus San Diego. 3 2/3 innings pitched in that one. 0 earned runs allowed. It was nice for her to be back home in California as well. It's taken a huge step up this year. The ERA has gone down. Velocity has gone up. Wild pitch. Pipkins will take first. or hit by pitch rather, as Brockenbrough now steps up to plate.
You know, a lot of Notre Dame players boast their own streaks, but Brockenbrough last season maintained a 23-game reached base streak, which is the third longest in all of Clemson history, and that really did help her achieve the All-ACC third-team selection at the end of the year. So it would be really interesting to see, since she is stepping into her senior year here, kind of more into a leader role. And I mean, she's had a lot of early power this spring as well, so looking to continue that into the back half of the season.
Yeah, there's a reason why she's the leadoff hitter for Clemson. It was 2 for 4 yesterday with an RBI single in the 7th to bring home Kylie Johnson after her triple. Spent her first 2 years at Tennessee. Really broke out during their postseason run back in 2023. This one inside for ball 3. But Brockenbrough had a bit of a cold streak in mid-February to early March. But really found her groove again midway through the month now. It's 5 for 10 in the Louisville series, as previously noted here, 2 for 4 yesterday. Has a chance to provide a third inning knock now for Clemson. Here's the 3-2. Pops this one up, and it is foul.
And similar to how Peck actually had some international experience, Brockenbrough brings her own, representing Team Ireland actually on the international stage, competing in the 2022 U22 European Softball Championship.
High and away for ball 4. Brockenbrough takes first. 2 base runners now on 0 outs in the top of the 3rd. That's a fitting time to mention that Payne, of course, Notre Dame, the Fighting Irish. Weiss, who has been superb so far today, 3 strikeouts. All of a sudden, now finds herself in a tough situation. The bunt from Chanel moves the base runners into scoring positions. A job well done from Kylie Chanel. And here's Pavesi, who has 4 home runs this year, 26 RBIs, leads the team in hits. Weiss has her for strike 1. But this is Pavesi's dream. You got 2 teammates on the bases with 1 out. Top of the 3rd, chance to get Clemson back in this one. Takes a deep breath as she goes down 0-2.
And trying to stay aggressive, but also being very tactical and smart with how she hits the ball, not being careful not to foul out too bad or make a mistake for the Tigers this late in the inning.
4th strikeout of the day for Brianne Weiss, and this is vintage. That one rises high upstairs, gets Pavesi down swinging. Now 2 outs in the top of the 3rd. Weiss has the opportunity to get herself out of the jam with Julia Noller up the plate.
Noller also is somebody that the Irish want to make sure doesn't get on first base. She did collect 62 RBIs last season, where that's actually the 2nd most in a single season in Clemson history, and she's come in many clutch moments, especially in the Austin Super Regional against Texas.
Tell you what, this crowd is getting rowdy. The away crowd here at Melissa Cook Stadium. Don't know if you can pick it up on the broadcast, but a loud Noller chant emerging. 2-1 is outside. Take a look at the crowd here. Tons of Irish fans, but also a large contingent of Tiger supporters. Great pitch from Weiss. Makes this count full. There they are, some of the Clemson fans. Baseball team also in town. Noller hits this one foul. Clemson looking for a pick-me-up, these fans, after their basketball team lost in March Madness. They had that last night with the big 4-0 win here on the diamond. Weiss's pitch just outside for ball 4. Base is now loaded as Marion Collins steps up to bat. O'Brien fist bumps Weiss, says, "You got this." As a sophomore, these are the moments where you learn. Right here inside the circle, a big ACC game against the reigning champs. It's a great opportunity for Weiss.
Collins is also one of the biggest long ball threats that the Tigers have. I mean, she hit both home runs in Clemson's rivalry victory against South Carolina last April, and she's already been extremely active this year, launching a 2-run homer against Furman.
The Irish will elect to make a circle visit with the bases loaded and 2 outs. Now, the Notre Dame offense has been on a tear today. They got 4 hits in this one. They had 3 yesterday in the loss. Now it's time for the defense to make some noise and step up in this big moment.
Yeah, I really think that kind of with Notre Dame working on staying in your position is what's going to help them the most. We've seen a few balls just fly a little bit over that infielder or just right in front of that midfielder. So kind of staying where your position is and really owning that space, I think will really help the Irish, especially with these bases loaded.
.2-0 is high and away. This is a hitter's dream if you're Marion Collins. Sophomore from Marietta, Georgia. Ball 4. Clemson will score as Pipkins touches home plate. And this game is now tied up at 1s.
Yeah, when you're in that position as Weiss for the Irish, it's more of a mental game, not necessarily that physical game there. It doesn't matter how hard you throw it at that point. It's just keeping the ball in play is what is most important.
So 4 walks and 4 strikeouts today for Weiss. Started off in a groove. Has to find that form again. As Corey Hicks is batting for Clemson. .2-1 is downstairs for ball 3. So Brockenbrough, Noller, and Collins on base for Clemson. That's from third base to first. And Hicks at bat. upstairs. Ball 4. Clemson scores again as Brockenbrough now comes in. That is walk number 5 of the afternoon for Brianne Weiss. As she takes her helmet off and Notre Dame works out in the bullpen. Brianne Weiss talks a few things over at Molly Connor getting ready for the Irish. But coming in will be Lily Hagan, who made an appearance yesterday. 2-1, Clemson leads here at Melissa Cook. For Clemson, 2-1. They've scored 2 off of walks. The Irish elect to make a pitching change as Weiss checks out of the game. Coming in is Lily Hagan from Colton Neck, New Jersey. Played at Red Bank Catholic High School, where she was a superstar. Over 500 strikeouts in her 4 years there. Made an appearance last night to close out the game for the Irish. 1 inning pitched total. 2 foul outs and 1 grounder. So she let her defense help her out. Put some good pitches on display last night. And she goes up early in the count here against Eckert. Eckert hits it to second. The Irish make the play. Clemson scores twice. They take the lead 2-1. Young fans here at Melissa Cook Stadium enjoying the nice weather. Clemson leads 2-1 after a successful top of the third for them. Notre Dame's offense looks to respond here in the bottom of the third inning.
Yeah, a lot of Clemson's runs there were coming from bases being full and then balls being thrown there from both the pitchers, Weiss and Hagan. So definitely a few adjustments that are going to be made while the offense try to kick it off for Notre Dame in the bottom of the third.
Will be Olivia Levitt at bat for the Irish. And to your point there, Brianne Weiss threw 5 walks total. Will have 2 earned runs. Of course, both Clemson scored, but Tigers just did a good job to get on base and then from there capitalize when they had that opportunity. We saw earlier in the game and even just earlier yesterday, both teams had chances to score with bases loaded, base runners on. They weren't able to do so. That was a point of emphasis for both coaches, as they know in the ACC, every single game is a tough one. Levitt is hit by the pitch there as it just tracks a little too far inside from Dunning. Abby Dunning today, 4 hits allowed, 1 strikeout, 2 walks. Now up for the Irish is Hayden Kine. Kine just gently chops this one right back to Dunning. The error at second gives the Irish 2 base runners on. Levitt moves to second. It was Chanel right there who just got tripped up at second base.
Just that light hit there from Kine. And it kind of looks like the throw there from Dunning was not straight to where she thought it was going to go. So a little bit off center there for the second baseman, making her leave her post, allowing Notre Dame to slide right in there and get to second base successfully.
Chanel was unable to corral it in. Now both teams will talk things over once again. Gotta say, this game has just been totally different from what we saw last night. The Irish just unable to produce anything on offense. Seems as if nothing would really go their way. Today it's been the total opposite. Now they are down by 1, still early on, but like to capitalize with 0 outs, 2 runners on here. Avery Houlihan be at bat when we return as Clemson readies their next pitcher as Crosby comes in. The Tigers hold a 2-1 lead. Checking in for Clemson is Kira Crosby, right-handed pitcher from New Caney, Texas. A freshman replaces Brianne Weiss. A nice bunt here from Houlihan, able to move the base runners, but it's called foul as Crosby lines up the pitch. Houlihan opts to just take a second. Excuse me, now Carolina O'Brien at bat. Base runners are moved. Here is O'Brien, who had a big triple, or excuse me, double earlier in this one, and slaps this one into right. An RBI single for Carolyn O'Brien, who's been on a tear today. Coming home for the Irish is Olivia Levitt.
O'Brien here hitting right off the top of that barrel of the bat. Very similar to one that she hit earlier. And she really wanted, it looked like she really wanted to steal second base there and looked like she was considering going, but decided to stay back and safely take first.
Runners on the corner now. So Crosby comes in, that's up an earned run in her first at-bat. Talks things over with her infield. On base for the Irish, of course, O'Brien at first, Hayden Kine at third. Now the umpire saying the runner at second base left early. The play will be under further review. I'll take a look at this. Regardless, a Let's Go Irish chant breaks out with the young patrons here at Melissa Cook Stadium. And also, I mean, no matter what happens here, you got to give a lot of credit to Notre Dame for how they've been able to battle back. But we're going to take another look at this. Second base was Kine. We're going to say Kine left early. We'll take a peep. Here's when the pitch is released. What are you looking at, Peyton?
I mean, when her hand is down and the ball is right there, it still looked like at least the tip of Kine's shoe was on the base. Because there she's fully on. A little bit of a zoom in there for you.
Yeah, once again, shout out to our production team.
And foot was still on.
Well, fans are dancing through the break. I don't think either team are feeling that same joy right now. Both perhaps a little confused and hesitant as they await the final verdict. Umpire still looking at this one. It's a close call. That's for certain.
Yeah, and it's honestly a little confusing there, but to me it did look like at least the tip of her cleat was still on base when the ball was pitched.
The Irish with 5 hits early in this game. These fans still dancing. They're relentless.
I mean, you gotta have some positivity.
Yeah. I love it. Bringing the vibes here at Melissa Cook. Yep. Still talking things over. He's back out onto the diamond. Call on the field stands. 2-2. Score here at Melissa Cook.
I think Kine was just ready to go. I think she was just as fast as she could be, and I could understand why they did want to review that, but.
So Rebecca Eckert at the plate. Again, it's Kira Crosby pitching for Clemson after the pitching change earlier in this inning. Crosby with 24 innings pitched heading into this one, a 2.63 ERA. Been real solid inside the circle. A nice outing against Mississippi State as well. Provided 3 innings of work in that one. Allowed 2 earned runs, but I mean, really shut down Mississippi State's potent offense, which was firing at the moment she came into the game. Goes down early. 3-0 the count here for Eckert.
Eckert really had a firework start to the season. I mean, she was named NFCA Classic All-Tournament Team after a dominant opening weekend in Clearwater. So really trying to maintain that consistency throughout the season is what's important for her.
Ball 4 for Eckert. She takes first. Bases loaded once again in this game. Crosby has her work cut out for her coming into this one. Still a freshman. We got 2 young pitchers now in the game with Weiss, who had started. She was a sophomore for Notre Dame, but you know, this is early in the season. This is where you learn as a young pitcher. John Rittman going to visit the circle to talk things over with Crosby. But a lot of credit to Notre Dame for what they've been able to do today. They've really turned the tide in this game so far, just back and forth.
I think something too is Notre Dame's energy has been extremely consistent despite yesterday taking a tough loss to Clemson, coming out today, starting very strong and being able to maintain, at least from what we're seeing, a more positive attitude. Even though they also were up for a little bit, they're not getting too cocky and trying to stay as consistent as possible. I think that has really helped them this game in particular.
Williamson at the plate. Hits this one into right. 2 runners will come home for the Irish. Advancing all the way to third is Eckert. Williamson stays at first. A 2 RBI single for Williamson.
And here's this hit. It seems a lot of their hits are coming off that top of the barrel there, but it was textbook for the Irish, for Williamson, and it was able to just stay on the ground, go past both the midfielder there, and kind of end up in between her and the outfielder, allowing for 2 Irish to slide into home base.
4-2 the score. Crosby's first pitch upstairs. Mickey Winchell, the leadoff batter for Notre Dame, back at the plate. 0 for 2 today. Grounded out in the first, fouled. Excuse me, a fly out rather in the second. Says a lot. You're in the third inning, and this is already her 3rd plate appearance. Hits this one to second. Thinking about it is Pipkins. Opts to just take the easy out at second base. The Irish scorer once again as Rebecca Eckert comes home. Another successful at bat for Notre Dame. So wise play from Pipkins. She knew she wasn't going to make that throw in time to catch Eckert at home. Decides to just take the out instead. Runners on the corners now. Sydney Peck at the plate for Notre Dame. Peck chops this one to short. Clemson makes the play as Pipkins gets the out for the Tigers. 5-2, a big 3rd inning, 3 runs scored for Notre Dame. Stick with us on the ACC Network Extra. Bend, Indiana. A successful bottom of the 3rd for the Irish. 4 runs, 2 hits. And they now have a 5-2 lead over the Clemson Tigers. As Clemson now steps up to plate, trying to claw their way back into this one. Been back and forth so far. The offenses have been hot.
Yeah, it's been a lot of back and forth from both teams, and especially with their pitching. So Hagan is now in for the Irish over Weiss, and she was actually ranked 29th in the entire country coming out of her senior year of high school. And she boasted a very microscopic ERA, finishing with a 1.35 in her high school years. So very consistent then, trying to stay extremely consistent in her collegiate career as well, and this will be a great test for her today.
Ball 2. And as mentioned, Johnson at the plate. She is 0 for 1 today. Had a great game yesterday against Louisville. Some great defense in that one as well. A beautiful diving catch in the Sunday game of that series. So a nice RBI in that matchup. Bases loaded into 5th. She stanked one into shallow right to bring home a few base runners. Now has a chance to get things off to a good start here for Clemson in top of the 4th.
Johnson's speedy. I mean, not only does she have a track background, but I think that also really helps her with how easily stealing bases comes to her. I mean, she's already 8th in all-time in Clemson history, so interesting to see if she tries to pull that today.
Pops this one up to Houlihan, who's there to make the grab. That brings forth Taylor Pipkins for Clemson as Houlihan celebrates with a few teammates, talking things over with Carolyn O'Brien. Right down the zone for strike 1. Lily Hagan been getting a lot of experience as of late for this Notre Dame rotation. The more experience, the better. She in her freshman year, and especially as Notre Dame has an unforgiving ACC schedule ahead. You could say that, though, of any team in the ACC. Talking to these coaches before the games, they said, I mean, every matchup, every series, it's like a super regional. Always going up against high-quality opponents, top to bottom. This one just chopped foul from Pipkins. Pipkins was the ACC tournament MVP as a freshman a season ago. Had a grand slam in the quarterfinals to push Clemson by Virginia. Pops this one to Houlihan, who's there to make the play once again for the Irish. 2 quick outs for Houlihan.
Houlihan doing a great job there on that defense, not losing the ball no matter how high it is. I mean, I don't know how she does it, but that takes a lot of skill, especially in kind of a pressurized moment like this.
Yeah, was able to track it down. Some intelligent defense from her. A good inning thus far from Lily Hagan. At the plate, Jamison Brockenbrough for Clemson. Her leadoff batter was 2 for 4 yesterday. 5 for 10 in the Louisville series. Strike 2. Hit deep into right field. This one's got a whole lot of power behind it, and it's a Brockenbomb in South Bend. A solo shot for Jamison Brockenbrough makes this game 5-3.
You can see the power behind her swing is generated throughout her whole body. She takes that step and moves her hips straight through that ball, swinging as hard as she can. Here's a better side angle look of it. She catches it right before it touches the ground, and she knows from the second she hit first base that that thing was out of there.
Rattled the metal stands in right field. As we'll have a pitching change here at Melissa Cook Stadium. And we'll take a quick break here on the ACC Network Extra. And we are back as the Irish make a quick change. See softball here on ACC Network Extra. Cami Kamzik now checks into the game for the Irish. Yesterday, she did the same. 1 2/3 innings pitched, 3 earned runs allowed, 2 strikeouts, and she'll look to just calm the tides here as these Clemson bats are firing. Jamison Brockenbrough with a nice home run on Lily Hagan just moments ago.
Yeah, she definitely has been taking leaps throughout all of her seasons, and she actually last year finished second on the team in strikeouts and innings pitched. So she's kind of stepping into a different role last season and looking to maintain that this year as well.
A tremendous improvement from last year to this year. The ERA is drastically down. Had several great games, great showings, especially out in California. The Irish played a whole lot of teams out there, even Princeton, UCSB, Stanford, of course. Kamzik contributed mightily in each and every one of those games. Junior from Johnstown, Pennsylvania. Low and inside for ball 2. And the bottom of the 3rd, the Irish scored 4 runs. Just everything that needed to go right did for Notre Dame. Already doubled their hit tally from yesterday, as this one from Kylie Chanel is hit into shallow left. Back-to-back hits here in the top of the 4th for Clemson.
Great hit there and great placement too. Like I was mentioning before, Notre Dame kind of not necessarily staying in one spot, and sometimes that causes a little bit of confusion for their defense, and so that one was perfect in between the midfield and the outfield. So great placement on the Clemson part.
Mac Pavesi now up for Clemson. We've talked a whole lot about her and what she's been able to do this season, leading the team in hits and RBIs as a freshman. Sure ain't easy. With Chanel on first, Pavesi gears up for the 1-1 pitch from Kamzik. Chops this one into the infield. Notre Dame there to make the play. 1 run scored from Clemson. This game 5-3. ACC Network Extra. Notre Dame holds a 5-3 lead on Clemson thanks to a fantastic bottom of the third inning. First, it was O'Brien to bring home a runner, Williamson next, and then finally, Nicky Winchell got things going for the Irish with this beautiful RBI right here. Chops it right through the infield. And Notre Dame firing on all cylinders as they step back up to the plate, looking to extend their lead. The bottom of the fourth, it is Ava Zachary, the hometown kid, trying to make her mark on the game. Had a single in the first. Her hitting streak has been the highlight of Notre Dame's young season. I don't think many were expecting the freshman to come in and make such a major impact. This time she grounds out. Pipkins and Pavesi connecting to make the out.
I think Notre Dame has also grown increasingly aggressive as this game has gone on. I mean, they are taking more swings. You actually see them running a lot more, even if they know that that is going to get them out or get one of their teammates out. They're making those aggressive plays. They're making those aggressive moves. And like we saw in the last inning, I mean, that's what's got them all of those points and all those runs. So kind of staying consistent with that aggressiveness and not letting that aggressiveness turn sloppy is what's going to be important moving forwards.
Yeah, really sound point there. They do appear to be a much more confident team. And the team that played last night. Kara Crosby pitching for Clemson. (3-0). Of it with a chance to get on base here. Didn't like what she saw. Strike two. That leaves the batter's box. Resets for a moment. Grounds this one to third. Collins and Pavesi connect that time.
I think as much as we see softball as a team sport, like you were mentioning, Levitt leaving the batter's box there just to take a second and kind of readjust where your mindset's at and able to get into just, I'm going to hit this ball as hard as I can kind of mindset. And sometimes all you have to do is just turn your brain off and play sports, and that's when you perform your best. And I think that we've seen a few players do that for Notre Dame heading into this inning and last inning. So I wonder if it was something that was prompted by Coach Ganeff for them, or if it was something that they kind of brought upon themselves.
Yeah, definitely another just super interesting point. Of course, it's such a mental game as much as it is technical. 2-0 early in this count for Crosby. Kind bet 286 on the year, 0 for 2 today. Ball downstairs for ball 3. Clemson still a young program. We're only announced that they were making a softball team back in 2017, so not even 10 years ago. Here's the 3-1. Fouled right. And since then, the team has soared. Made the postseason every time of asking. And then last year, their crowning moment. The ACC championship game they won. Solidified their spot as the top dogs in this conference. Chopped right through the infield. Hayden Kine with a 4th inning single.
Great location here on this hit. Again, similarly to how I said the Irish kind of struggle with those balls that are in between those two positions. This one went in between 3, I'm pretty sure. So kind of being able to see that there might be slight miscommunication there is really important, and she found a great spot to hit that ball.
Avery Houlihan now at the plate for Notre Dame. Houlihan 0 for 1. She was 1 for 2 yesterday. Also seen her make some good plays defensively in the infield for Notre Dame. Just misses this one.
The power was there. She wants it really, really bad for the Irish right now. Just working on adjusting the timing of her swing.
One, two. Gets Houlihan in the back. She'll take first. That stings. Houlihan walks it off. Gotta give her a lot of credit. That's never easy. And it brings forward Carolyn O'Brien. Double and a single, 2 for 2. Having a really good game today. Always can count on O'Brien to come up when the team needs her. Leading the Irish in hits this season. So it's Kine on second, Houlihan on first. Bryan at the plate. Crosby downstairs. Can't find the zone. .30 is high. Base is now loaded for the Irish as Rebecca Eckert steps up to the plate. And Kira Crosby has her biggest at-bat of the game. Needs to deliver in this crucial moment for the Tigers. It's the Irish ever so close to extending their lead.
Last season, Eckert led the team with home runs, and I bet that's exactly what she's looking to do right now. Bases are loaded, so a home run would mean 4 runs for Notre Dame.
Clemson will make a change. We'll be back in a moment on the ACC Network Extra. Clemson makes a pitching change here in the bottom of the 4th. Macy Cintron, who homered last night at the top of the 7th, to come in from right field, looking to get the Tigers out of the jam. Ava Wilson will come off from the dugout to step in to Cintron's place in right. And a big moment here for Cintron.
I mean, Cintron had an amazing debut, not only winning ACC Freshman of the Year, but sweeping those honors, being named to the All-ACC First Team and the NFCA All-Region First Team. So not only has Cintron proven that she is an amazing pitcher for the Tigers, however, she's looking to continue that with bases loaded for Notre Dame.
Now, it's not her primary position. Should note, only pitched 2/3 of an inning against Mississippi State. So, see if she can deliver here. The upside to that, her arm is fresh. She has been practicing, of course. They still work her as a pitcher and in practice and in right field. Big responsibility as Hicks loses the pitch, and coming in, diving into home is Kine for the Irish. Makes this game 6-3.
Great play there by Kine, seeing that and being able to move quickly. Not like that ball could have traveled too far behind home plate, so great, quick decision on her part.
Pitch a tad high, Hicks could not corral it. That doubles Notre Dame's lead. Notre Dame now 7 hits on the day, which I want to talk about doubling things. Last night they had 3 hits, so they've done more than double that tally, as Eckert will take first. Bases loaded once more here for Notre Dame, and Cintron now has to deliver with Christina Williamson at the plate. And a nice single in the 3rd. Watches that one go by for strike 1. Launches that foul up toward the left. Christina Williamson, been impressed with her today. Playing real confident at the plate. Low and outside. Thinking about it was Houlihan for a quick second. Said probably not, I'll just stay on 3rd. Better to be safe than sorry.
Williamson here, no stranger to pressure. She's always kind of been able to adjust very well, especially, I mean, she made her collegiate debut on the MLB Network.
Hit foul towards the left field line. Irish runners have to retreat with both O'Brien and Houlihan antsy to get home. Cintron and Hicks talking over their game plan. Now, yesterday we were able to talk on the broadcast a little bit about Clemson's motto, attack the moment. And that doesn't just apply on offense, which is, of course, where you see it when they hit a home run. They have the ATM machine in the dugout with the fake money. But it applies on defense, too. Attack the moment. See what Cintron can do here. Full count. Williamson just misses that. It launches straight back, and it looks like some of the kids that we had highlighted on the broadcast a bit before dancing, enjoying themselves at Melissa Cook, actually caught the ball. Now Cintron hits this into left field, there to make the diving grab. Oh, she misses it. Kylie Johnson with an error in left. It appeared as if she had it, and the Irish will score. Runners now on the corners as O'Brien and Houlihan come home for Notre Dame.
I mean, big dive there from Johnson for Clemson. I mean, it was right there in her glove, but when she hit the ground, it looked like it just bounced out. But very aggressive play nonetheless.
Frittman's out to talk to the ump. So Kylie Johnson just thinks things over once more. Yeah, it really did appear as if she had that. Well, the umps will call it foul as they continue to talk here. Went over the play once more. We'll take another look at it. It's roped towards the left field line. Johnson goes down for it. And the call will stand on the field. Foul ball. (3-2) once more for Williamson. Watches that go by high, and now Avery Houlihan steps on home plate and scores for Notre Dame, makes it 7-3. Irish's second run of the inning. Winchell chops it to seconds. Pipkins is there to make the play for Clemson. Irish lead 7-3. SEC Network Extra. Cami Kamzik at the mound for Notre Dame. The Irish just scored 2 runs in the bottom of the 4th. But Clemson's Macy Cintron, who came onto the mound, was able to get the Tigers somewhat out of the jam there. Could have been a lot more. Bases were loaded for the Irish. And here is Kamzik now for Notre Dame. High on the first pitch. Stepping up against Julia Noller for Clemson. About 247 on the year. 406 on base percentage. It's a good eye at the plate. The Noller chants, once again, loud and proud from these Clemson fans who have traveled their way to Northwest Indiana. Tigers and Irish also currently playing a baseball game as well, just right next to Melissa Cook Stadium at Frank Eck. This night, Notre Dame won in baseball. Here in softball, it's 4-0 loss. Today they've looked to be a different team As we mentioned earlier, Peyton, you especially honed in on just a lot more confident all around, both defensively and at the plate. Noller hits that one foul right by third base.
Entering this season, Noller was ranked number 57th overall in the entire country for just being an all-out two-way player. Not only is she a great first baseman, but she is also a great hitter as well. So that ranking is definitely deserved, and she's really hoping to live up to that.
Full count at the first at-bat of the inning. This one chopped towards the right. Ava Zachary and Olivia Levitt making the stop for the Irish. There is Levitt at first base. She has been busy in this series. Has delivered, however. Now Kamzik with the pitch to Collins. Deja vu, 2 up, 2 down at the top of the 5th. Corey Hicks now at the plate for Clemson. Struck out in her first at-bat. Was walked in the third. That's when bases were loaded, so drew in a run.
Notre Dame's defense staying extremely consistent, especially at the top of this inning, making sure that no Tiger gets past first base. And Hicks is going to be hungry to make it past that, and she's really going to want to step up for the Tigers, so it's really crucial that Notre Dame stays where they are right now and stays kind of in this headspace.
Hicks pops this one right to the glove of A. Zachary. A 1-2-3 inning for Cintron. Pitching change for Clemson in the bottom of the 5th. Lexi Hams steps into the circle. Hams has had an up and down season so far as she looks to get Clemson back on track defensively in this one. Notre Dame's bats have been potent. Hams, a freshman from Harmony, Pennsylvania, righty pitcher, made her debut early in the season against Oregon. Trying to find that form she had against Lipscomb, where she struck out 10 batters in 6 innings of work. It's her first career win. She's vying to become that 3rd pitcher in the Clemson lineup. We're talking to Coach Rittman. He says, yeah, we got the 1A, 1B. We're just looking for someone, one of these younger players to step up and take that third position. And Ham's certainly in the running, in the mix.
Yeah, during her high school years, she was known as the most feared slugger, and that put her actually in the #1 overall recruit spot in the entire nation for the class of 2025. She also has a lot of USA softball experience and was a big standout on the U18 USA national team, helping them win gold at the WBSC World Cup.
Yeah, two-time Gatorade Player of the Year in the state of Pennsylvania, and that is impressive. I'll tell you, state of Pennsylvania is large when you think about all the cities and all the teams there, and to do it once, let alone twice, it is absurd. Hams delivers that pitch right inside the zone. At bat for the Irish is Sydney Peck. Peck 1 for 2 today. A single, a walk, and a first and second. She's hoping to get back on base in her 4th plate appearance. Hits this one foul.
Peck practicing her swing off to the side, making sure that she keeps her bat as straight as possible and that she is hitting the ball straight on and not at an angle like that. That would make it jut off in such a way.
The Irish with 4 runs in the bottom of the 3rd, 2 in the bottom of the 4th. So and 1 in the 2nd. So, see if the trend can continue. Been just ripping it apart today. On a tear. Peck barely misses the ball. Fouls it right behind. Overall, Notre Dame 7 for 19 at the plate, hitting .368. As Peck grounds this out towards the right, Pavesi makes the easy play, the easiest play she'll have to make all day. And that brings forward Peck here. Peck once again. We'll call it foul. Thought Pavesi there in time, but she did not. I apologize about that as Hams delivers to 2-2. Peck with a grounder. Clemson as smooth as they would like, but they make the play nevertheless. Pipkins to Pavesi. 1 up, 1 down. Ava Zachary. Now for Notre Dame. Zachary lasers this into center field, and she'll take second after the error from Brockenbrough. Gonna come down with the ball cleanly, and we'll take another look at this.
Great play here. You see it drive nice and low, so it's able to go as far as it did, which was way past that mid and outfielder there. And she sees that she's clear for that second base, since there's a little bit of a stumble there around the fence. So making it to second base right now in this inning for the Irish was absolutely crucial.
Ava Zachary, as we've mentioned, just a hometown kid in her 2nd home game here for Notre Dame. Tons of friends and family supporting. Went to nearby Penn High School. Was Marcus Burton, superstar on the men's basketball team for the Irish. Always good to produce some top talents for all Notre Dame athletic programs. Olivia Levitt now at the plate for Notre Dame. Hams sneaks that just inside the zone for strike one. Ball three. Now Levitt has a good chance to get on base. Big pitch incoming from Hams. Levitt fouls it toward third base. A big difference today, Peyton, has been the errors. I feel like it's just been not as clean as they would like defensively. 3 compared to 0 from Notre Dame.
I've also noticed that, like, with their defense, they're playing a little bit timid, if that makes sense. I mean, Johnson made an amazing dive out there.
This one hit well into right center field. Rounding the corner is Ava Zachary. She will come home to make this game 8-3. An RBI double from Olivia Levitt. Smashes that ball all the way to the wall.
Able to take it off kind of the middle of the barrel there and just get going. And Zachary ready, watching very carefully, making sure that she is completely safe. And a little bit of a stumble there you can see in the back from the Clemson outfielders. And that's kind of what I was talking about. They're not making the plays as fast as they want to, or they're thinking about it a little too much. So kind of changing the way that they think about their defense may help them moving forwards against the Irish.
As Clemson's coach John Rittman told us, this is still a young team. We're still working a lot of things out. We need to find who we are, and the record speaks for itself. They're 21-9, 5-2 in the ACC. They've been great this year, but of course there's still always room for improvement. They demand greatness. Even as a young program, they've really soared to just amazing heights in the college softball world. They took a game on Texas in Super Regionals last year. Ultimately lost a series, but I mean, to win a game at Super Regionals only 6 years into a program is such a great stat, and it's a testament to what Rittman has been able to build. As Hams gears up the 2-2. Fouled from Kynes. She'll stay in this at-bat. The 2-2 incoming. Hines grounds it. Clemson play. Marion Collins, baseman. There for Clemson, and Pavesi at first. Brings it down cleanly, as we've talked about that as the issue. None detected there for Clemson.
Great play there on Clemson to attack the first base, not going for second base.
Avery Houlihan now steps up for Notre Dame. 0 for 1 today. Was hit by pitch in the fourth and off of the wild pitch. Take third. Two outs, one runner on third. Avery Houlihan waits for the 1-0. Grounds this towards second. One run for Notre Dame, 2 hits, 1 error for Clemson here in the bottom of the 5th. at the last 4 ACC tournament champions. Florida State back-to-back in 22 and 23. Duke nestled in between. And then the Clemson Tigers, still as a young program. You can see right there, head coach John Rittman, 18 seasons at Stanford. He's built quite this team.
He definitely has. And, I mean, last season we were talking about a lot of these Clemson players really stepping up during that final game where they faced off against FSU. So they've overcome some very big challenges, especially competing against that FSU team then, and I think that they're carrying that mindset into this season with them.
Kamzik in the circle for Notre Dame, still at the plate. For Clemson is Macy Cintron. She homered in the top of the in last night's game. And there's John Rittman, 2 College World Series appearances with the Cardinal out in Palo Alto, California. His son actually was a walk-on punter here at Notre Dame. He's since started an NIL with a few other Notre Dame grabs, as there's a nice at first base rather from Olivia Levitt. Cintron lasers that one. Levitt's there to make the play.
Levitt has been absolutely unstoppable on that first base today, and she's really kind of stepping into a sure hands performance. I mean, last she recorded a 100% field percentage in high school, and she had a high level of defensive efficiency for the Irish. Was making very plays at third, and now she's on first doing the exact same thing.
First pitch of the at-bat goes in the dirt. Nice block from Gert. Kylie Johnson at the plate for the Tigers. Johnson thinks about bunting. She doesn't. Called strike. Good delivery from Kamzik. Few Notre Dame fans thought that one was, oh, but it was upstairs, so ball 2. As Johnson opts to reach. Just sneaks inside for strike 2. This is a big at bat for both players here, especially Kamzik. If you go 2 up, 2 down early here in the 6th inning, provide you with a lot of confidence heading forward. Kamzik made 12 appearances in her freshman year. Last season started 15 games in the circle. 82 strikeouts, was second on the team. Here's her 2-2 delivery. In between the 5-6 gap as Johnson goes all the way to in.
I think that's something that Johnson really wanted for her team. Not only has she had very decent defense, however, I think she might still be about missing that one catch. So really wanting to make it up in any way she can to her team, and getting to second base there is exactly what needed to happen.
Shortstop Houlihan almost made the play. Game of inch, able to do so as she laid out for it. That provides Clemson with a good boost of confidence, a much needed injection of confidence here in the top of the 6th. So Johnson on second, hoping to get home with Taylor Pipkins now at the plate. Kamzik goes up early. High and away for ball one.
Earlier we were talking about just the testament that, you know, Clemson coach John Rittman has on these girls. But what's really interesting, after whatever play they do, they always look back and look, not necessarily maybe for his approval, but for his support. And he's always there for those girls. And I think that's something that's really special to see for this Clemson team.
Grounds that right to the glove of Ava Zachary. It over to Levitt. The Irish connect to make the play. Johnson now on third. Jamison Brockenbrough, she had a home run earlier in this one in the fourth inning to give Clemson of the day. The Tigers been able to find much since then. We'll see if Brockenbrough can get them going once more.
For the Tigers, center fielder number 9, Jamison Brockenbrough.
Brockenbrough waiting for the first pitch of the at-bat. Outside, 1. Impressive. You look at Brockenbrough's stats throughout the season as the leadoff batter. She's just a spark plug for the Clemson team. Was 2 for 4 yesterday, and now a home run. And this against Louisville, she was amazing. 5 for 10 at the plate, which isn't too bad. I mean, batting 500, she'll take that every day of the week, especially here in the ACC. Forget about it. All ACC third team a season ago. Thinks about the bunt, called strike 2. Nice work from Kamzik. Kamzik gets Brockenbrough swinging. Notre Dame leaves Johnson on third. They lead 8-3 heading into the bottom of the 6th.
For the Tigers, in the top of the 6th, no runs.
Join the second day of spring and the second game of this ACC series. Last night, 4-0, the Irish now with an 8 lead, trying to extend it here in the bottom of the 6th. Peyton, 9 hits for today. Their bats have been firing on all cylinders.
I really think it's a mix of gained confidence from the Irish and their aggressiveness as well that's really pushing them past their ceiling that they hit last night against Clemson. And I think that if they continue to stay aggressive, ball that they know how to play, they've proven that they know how to play good softball, stay like that, they should find success here in the coming innings.
Caroline at the plate for Notre Dame. O'Brien double and single into third. And then walked into fourth. Can't ask for much more from O'Brien. Batting .342 when she's the leadoff. Hams, the pitcher for Clemson, 1 inning pitched thus far, 2 hits allowed. One of those, a double. 5 batters faced, 0 strikeout. Still searching for that first, but has definitely calmed things down as O'Brien pops this into right field for Macy Cintron to make the grab.
It definitely had a lot behind it. Ryan just seemed to be a little making it easy for Cintron to get under securely.
Eckert for the Irish. Twins.
Pitch running for the Irish at first base, number 00, Molly Connor. At the plate, the left fielder, number 99, Christina Williamson. center fielder, number 9, Mickey Winchell. Right fielder, number 3, Sydney Peck.